Yo, what's going on, guys? Shooting Run here, and today we're going to be doing another Dust 514 video, and we're going to be revisiting a video that I already did. It was like a first impression and kind of like a review on this game, and so now I'm just going to be giving you guys an extended review on, because since I'm more experienced with the game, I've been playing it a lot more. I feel I know a lot more, and there was some things about that old review that I didn't necessarily get correctly. And you guys have been wonderful at helping me fix that and giving me information about this game. But now that I played this game some more, I feel like it's appropriate to release a better review. So let's just dive into it. Right here, we're just waiting for a game of ambush. And what I really don't understand is that room that you get, that queue room before a match starts. Like, I understand maybe if you're playing a corporate battle, there's maybe a longer queue so you could maybe fix up your classes or something, depending on the battle. But I mean, honestly, I don't really see the necessity in it, especially when you're playing an ambush game or just a regular game for fun. I don't really see the point of having to wait an extra 2 minutes for a game to start up. So, I mean, that's kind of like, I don't know why that's in there. Could just be for the appearance and appeal. But aside from that, let's start diving into this game and giving it a review and stuff. So, first I want to talk about the weapons. The weapons in this game are really good depending on how you use them. There's a lot of weapons to choose from, and a lot of different categories. Like a couple would be sniper, assault rifle, submachine gun, shotgun, heavy machine gun. A lot of the standards that you would see in an FPS. But there is also some futuristic type weapons like the scrambler pistols and the forge guns, laser guns, stuff like that. So there's a nice variety of guns. There's also some recognizable classes that you can pick from that you would probably notice from other FPSs. And so yeah, the variety in weapons is really great, but I feel like some of the weapons are really unbalanced, especially once you get up higher in tiers. I understand that you work really hard towards getting better weapons, but some of the damage that these guns do and health that these drop suits have are just ridiculously high, and it's really hard to kill someone if they have a really good drop suit, or it's really hard to evade someone if they have an amazing gun that you can buy. So like the balance is doesn't seem to be there for most of the time, especially when you're playing skirmish. I mean, when you're playing ambush, it seems to be pretty balanced. It seems to be like a bunch of new people that are just trying out the game, seeing how it's like. So, it's pretty balanced with that. You could have some fun, and you don't have to worry about getting destroyed every single time you spawn. So, that's really good. What I really saw was spawn trapping. Spawn trapping hasn't seemed to be a problem anymore after I've played this game for a couple of days. At first, it was really bad, where I would spawn maybe 5 times and just get spawn killed immediately right after. So, it was a real big problem when I first started playing, but now it seems to have vanished and gone away, be really minimal now. People are using drops, squad drops, and drop ships and stuff like that, using different spawn points, and they're more aware of spawn trappers and don't really want to get spawn trapped. So I mean, it seems like it's decreased, gone away, and it's not that big of a problem as it was when I first addressed it. So now we could go on to the game modes. The game modes are pretty cool. There's ambush, there's skirmish, and then there's ambush OS. I really don't know what the ambush OMS is. I think it's OMS or it's OS. Hold up, let me check. It is ambush OMS. So I mean, I really don't understand what the difference between ambush and ambush OMS is. If you guys can tell me, maybe write a comment. I still don't understand what the difference is. But the difference in ambush and skirmish is pretty much like team deathmatch, where you run around on a small map and you pretty much deplete the other enemy's tickets. As you see here, this is an ambush gameplay. While skirmish, as you may have seen in some of my other games, is like Conquest if you guys have played Battlefield, or Domination if you play Call of Duty, where you have to capture these silos, these called null silos, null missiles, and they pretty much destroy this enemy MCC that you have, which is like a portable dropship where you can spawn from, but it's not really practical to spawn from if you have the null cannons, because you can just spawn on there. So yeah, it's pretty much first one to destroy the enemy MCC or deplete all the enemy's clone reanimation tickets. So, you know, the game modes are pretty fun, but it'd be nice to see a couple more game modes because 2 gets kind of gets repetitive with this game, and it seems that a lot of the higher up people play skirmish. So if you want to just have fun, I would recommend playing on ambush. So yeah, now I want to talk about our, you know, the progression differences in this game. I noticed that there's a lot of progression difference in this game, and basically what I'm saying is that there's a lot of people that have really good weapons, and there's a lot of people that have really, like, standard basic militia weapons that haven't played this game much. And when you get paired up in a game like that, it's almost impossible to win, because there will be people that are really skilled at this game. They're really good, they know how to use their weapons, and they'll have amazingly good weapons that they bought and saved up for. So I mean, it seems like you'll just get paired up randomly with people that are really, really good at this game, and you can't win, you can't get out of your spawn, you can't capture any silos if you're playing skirmish, or you can't win a game of ambush. So I mean, the progression is pretty incredible on how some people are progressed so far into this game already. So, you know, it's kind of frustrating when you get paired up with people that are really good and, you know, you're just kind of mediocre with your team. You can't really do much. So, I mean, that's kind of a problem that I've seen in this game that maybe could get resolved. I'm not sure. So, now I want to talk about is the marketplace and, you know, buying your weapons and skills and stuff like that. So the marketplace, I believe it's implemented well. I like the interface, but I feel like it could be fixed a little bit more. To me, it just seems like it's a little too, I wouldn't say complicated, but it's hard to, like, understand when you're first getting through it, because there's so many different things that you can go through with this market interface. But overall, I do like it. I don't think they should change it. Maybe, you know, go through the tutorial if they have a marketplace tutorial. You know, go through that, get yourself familiarized with the marketplace, because there is a lot of good things that you could have for your drop suits and your weapons and, you know, vehicles and stuff like that. There's so many good assets that you guys can buy if you actually go through that marketplace and look through that stuff. So now I want to talk about is skill points and the different types of skills that they have. So skill points are a major thing in this game. Pretty much everything that happens with your character in this game is based off skill points and the skills that you acquire with those skill points. So at the end of every game, as you see here, you acquire a certain amount of skill points. You'll get roughly around 2,500 to 5,000 on a game, depending on what kind of game you play. So, you know, and then once you accumulate a lot of skill points, you could buy skills or upgrade your skills. You buy skills with ISK, which is what you accumulate at the end of the game too. And you actually accumulate a lot of that. But once you buy a skill and unlock it, you can upgrade it with skill points. And there's 5 levels for every skill. And as you buy a level of that skill, the amount of skill points to upgrade to the next becomes increasingly higher, and it basically will do the same thing, but it'll just add on to what you have. So, you know, it makes the skill that you're upgrading a lot better, and it'll allow you to buy modules and new weapons and, you know, upgrades for your drop suit and stuff like that. So, you know, skills are a really big asset in this game, and I'd really recommend you guys to go through those skills and just adjust yourself to the kind of player you want to be like. Stuff like that. So now I want to talk about, like, overpowered weapons and, you know, different types of weapons and what I think about them, stuff like that. So I want to talk about the heavy troopers or the heavy machine gun, stuff like that. Their drop suits are incredibly powerful. They have a lot of health and they have a pretty good amount of shield. So I mean, that's a really good drop suit for you guys to work towards and try to achieve, because the drop suit is really good and it's really effective on the battlefield. It intimidates the other players, and, you know, it kind of makes them want to run away, because they know that they won't be able to take you down if you have a heavy machine gun spraying down bullets on them and you have so much armor on. So I mean, that's good for you if you're using it, but it's kind of tough for the other players, because it's really hard to take down a heavy if you're going one-on-one, because they have such a high capacity on their heavy machine gun, and they have such high health on their drop suit, that it's really tough to take down a heavy, especially with, like, even with a really high assault rifle that does a lot of damage, like the GEC 38 or you know, even higher assault rifles or submachine guns. It's really hard to take down heavy because, I mean, all they have to do is slowly advance towards you and hold down that R1 button and L1 button, just spray you down with the heavy machine gun. The heavy machine gun does have an overheat feature, but I mean, it doesn't really take effect unless you're shooting at like 3 different guys or 2 different guys. If you're going one-on-one, you'll be able to take down that guy no problem without your gun having to overheat. So I mean, that's kind of a problem with the heavies, is that I believe they have too much health for them, because there's been several occasions, especially in this video too, I will take down a heavy almost to his health and he'll just take me out. So I mean, it's really frustrating when you come up against one and you're about to kill him. So, you know, stuff like that. And weapon balancing, I feel like the jump in tiers or advanced weapons to, you know, prototype weapons, whatever you want to categorize it, is extremely high in the difference of damage and rate of fire and stuff like that, because the standard militia assault rifle, which is the first assault rifle you get before you don't even have to buy it, so you just get that. I mean, it's a pretty good basic gun. A lot of people use it, and it's still really good compared to, you know, the tier 1 or tier 2 guns like the burst rifle or tactical breach. I mean, the militia is still really good compared to those. But once you get to like tier 3, which is where you get the GAC, and then you could get all those other, you could get 2 other guns with AUR. You know, it just becomes, using the militia assault rifle against the GAC or those other 2 weapons that you can buy, it's, you know, you'll 9 times out of 10, 8 times out of 10, you'll most likely lose, because that GAC, even though it's got the same rate of fire, the damage on it is just a lot higher on the GAC. So I mean, and the accuracy is higher too. So you know, it's basically like either you shoot them first and you take down their shields before they start shooting at you, or, you know, you run away and try to get away from them and maybe try to sneak up on them, get into a group of your teammates. So, you know, the jump in tiers for weapons is kind of high. I mean, maybe they could like drop down the damage or something, try to make the guns more equal so you don't feel like you can't get a kill and the other team will just trample you, and, you know, not even slow down. So, you know, that's kind of a problem with the weapons that I found in this game. But yeah, AUR is pretty much a point system that you can buy to unlock higher weapons, and ISK is another money system where you buy stuff from the marketplace, stuff like that, buy weapons, unlock skill books. So yeah, that's money, and that's your guns and stuff like that. You know, now I want to talk about vehicles and dropships and stuff like that. You know, vehicles, I believe they're pretty balanced vehicles, but once you get a guy with you know, that heavy tank you get rolling in, I would highly recommend taking him out as fast as you can with the anti-armor class that you get, because that guy can cause a lot of damage. And, you know, you guys may think that it's like really overpowered and that, you know, it's really hard to take him out, but if you actually try to take the time to unlock that gun or that vehicle, it takes a while. So I mean, it's understandable on how you know, how powerful that thing is, because it takes a while to unlock it. So I mean, I don't really have a lot of complaints about that. I would just recommend to you guys that you take that thing down as fast as you can with those anti-armor classes, because he will wreak a lot of havoc and he will just demolish you guys, and, you know, just stuff like that. But you do get a nice range of vehicles. Vehicles, I believe, are pretty balanced. They're pretty nice. Turret drops, the same thing. They're pretty balanced. Not a lot of people utilize that. I mean, it's a really good tactic to have, is those, you know, turret drops where you could just drop them down in the middle of the battlefield, jump in, and take out some enemies. I mean, that's a really good asset that you guys should take advantage of. And especially vehicles, I would highly recommend upgrading your skill for vehicles, because vehicles are really good in this game. And now drop suits and shields. Those are a major thing you guys should focus on, especially in this game. I would suggest going towards a logistics drop suit, because once you get higher in the game, it may not seem practical as of now, because you may not fill up your CPU and PG all the way, but once you get higher in the game, logistics makes a whole lot of a difference because you'll get so much more CPU, so much more PG. You can load up on weapons, load up on modules and advanced shields and stuff like that, turret drops. So I mean, if I could pick a drop suit, I'd most likely go with logistics, or I would go with an assault drop suit with a CPU booster so I can equip 2 weapons. And so that kind of segues over to drop suit fittings and, you know, what I think about drop suit fittings. Drop suit fittings, when you guys are first starting off, just make a basic drop suit fitting. Don't really try to buy weapons and stuff. Don't, you know, try to make it super advanced because you will die, you will lose it, and you'll just get frustrated that you're losing all your money. So what I would recommend is just starting off with like the standard militia classes you get, and then rack up enough skill points, rack up enough ISK, and then start building your drop suit. I would recommend building a super powerful drop suit. Get like an assault drop suit, upgrade that, get advanced shields. Really recommend getting advanced shields, get high shields and shield recharges because they really do make a difference on the battlefield. And I'd recommend unlocking the tier 3 assault rifles, which is the GAC 38. Because those are really powerful, and then I'd really recommend unlocking submachine guns and placing the GEC as your primary and the submachine gun as your secondary. Doesn't matter what submachine gun, but you know, just doing that kind of loadout is pretty good. It works for me. That's kind of setup I was running on that first game that I showed you guys, because what it does is it gives you pretty much like a net for you to fall back on. If you run out of ammo on your GEC, you could always switch over to that submachine gun, and you'll have an extra 80 to 72 rounds, depending on what submachine gun you get, to take out an enemy, and that's more than enough bullets to take them out, and it'll intimidate the enemy because they'll have to reload their assault rifle while you're still spraying them down, and you have 2 very powerful weapons at your disposal. Always equip grenades, and always take advantage of modules, because modules are such a lifesaver in this game. And they just give you so many bonuses like sprinting and stuff like that. So I mean, it's really good to take advantage of the marketplace and just familiarize yourself with the game. So, you know, that was kind of my review on the game, what I think about it. Overall, I believe this game is very fun. It's an amazing free-to-play game. If you guys haven't downloaded it yet, or you know, think about it, I would recommend downloading it. It's a PSN exclusive. It's connected with EVE Online, which are PC players, and that's pretty much a Starship game, and this is the land-based fighting game. I'd really recommend you guys trying out Dust. It's only about 3 gigs, so it doesn't take up that much space if you guys are worried about that, not having enough memory, because my PlayStation, personally, it really does not have a lot of memory. It has about maybe 5 gigs left. So, you know, I was really happy to notice that this was only 3 gigs. And yeah, it's a really good game, and I'm hoping and I'm planning that this game is just going to get a lot better as time goes on. It's just going to be really fun game to play. I'd highly recommend this game, and this is definitely a game that I'll be coming back to, and I'll be playing a lot and making a lot of videos for you guys. So yeah, guys, that's pretty much my review, my, you know, in-depth review about this game. If you guys like this video, be sure to subscribe. If you want to see some more Dust 514 videos, I have a couple posted. I have some gun guides and stuff like that. So, you know, check that out. I'll put a couple annotations in the video. And thanks for watching, guys. Peace out.